Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the fifth day of this webinar series by Get Well with Homeopathy. We've had amazing speakers in the last 4 days, and today with us is Dr. Vrushali Saraswat, very experienced homeopath. I was just talking to her, and she knows quite a lot. So I'm going to let her share her knowledge about the myths that surround homeopathy. Dr. Vrushali?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're on. Go ahead.
this started.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. So I don't know what to greet. Good evening, good morning, or, just a good big hello, a warm hug to everyone that we are getting connected on this amazing platform which Uta, Genoveva, and a lot of amazing people has put in together. Yeah, it is so amazing. Every problem, every difficulty which comes with a big opportunity, isn't it? And this COVID-19 has actually proven that we have received such an opportunity wherein we can actually, explore, connect, and be alive. I mean, I'm going live on a platform which is global, which anybody can hear, anybody can listen to, and just utilize the knowledge, utilize the technology, isn't it? So today I'm going to be talking about homeopathy, and there are so many questions, so many queries which people keep asking. I strongly believe that knowledge sharing is the power which we have. Do you guys agree with me? I want my audience to be very active. Karthik,
Yeah,
I am not
yeah.
able to see it on the Facebook. So, okay. How do I
No,
share it on Facebook?
you just refresh your Facebook
Okay.
page, refresh it,
Yeah.
and you'll scroll down onto the Get Well with Homeopathy, and you'll see
Okay.
live my
So I
name,
go to
and then
Get Well with Homeopathy, right?
yes, you need to go to Get Well with Homeopathy. From
Okay.
there, you share it. There'll be a start a watch party. Have you seen that one?
What makes homeopathy 2 minutes? Is that the one you're saying?
It's live now. It will say Karthik Raghumoorthy is live now.
Okay. All right. I'm not able to share any which way.
Okay,
What I'm
what is
going
your
to
page's
do,
name? No, what's your page
yeah,
name? Kandida,
Dr. Vrushali.
Dr. Vrushali. Okay. This is the page, is it? Or a group?
Yeah. So it's my personal ID. My page is Happiness Homeopathy Clinic. You can go on that also.
Okay. I'll share it to your name. Let me see
Yeah.
if I can find it
So
and share it there. Okay,
why
you
I
go
want
ahead.
to go on Facebook is I want my audience to be interactive. Okay. I want to
Right.
see the chat box and
Share in a friend's timeline. Okay, I'm going to share on your timeline.
okay.
Yes, there you are. And I'm going to post it. Yeah, posted it. Let me know if you see it.
Yes, I do see it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to see the chat box also, wherein I want whomsoever is watching to be active and interactive with me. I want people to ask questions so that I'm able to answer them. Is that
Right.
possible, Karthik?
Yes, I'm going to share it with few other groups as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead. I think Uta is already sharing it in many of the groups.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um, a lot many time, many questions are asked about homeopathy, and I'm going to share 5 big ideas about homeopathy here today. which will solve most of the questions, most of the queries. Okay. So the basic principle of homeopathy is individualization. Now, before I come to the fact of individualization, I just want you to, I want you to, I want you all to go back to your parenting or to, general society building. As a human, we take a lot of pride in being a different kind of mammal. A mammal who has a capacity to alter things, who has brain, who has a special ability, isn't it? And the whole parenting paradigm also is asking each and everybody to become extraordinary, become different, and become a very good individual and find his own niche. We take a lot of effort in raising our next generation. So all that knowledge, where does it vanish when we are thinking about health? You ask this question to yourself. Why do you want the health system, the healthcare system to be stereotypical, standardized, or just having the same kind of treatment or the treatment plan for each and every individual? If we strongly believe that we are unique, we are individual, a separate identity, then how can we give the same treatment plan for all the diseases? Two twins who are identical, they also do not behave same, right? They have lot of differences amongst themselves. So each person is unique. The way that person reacts to stimulus, the way that person presents a disease, that is also unique. And there is unity in diversity, right? We are so many different caste, creed, religions, so many different people, but connected by homeopathy. So there will be a common thread always, but there is an individuality. And that forms a very solid background of homeopathy. We treat every person, every individual separately. We identify the problems, difficulties, conflicts at a deeper level of every individual. And therefore, the treatment which we decide based on the person's individual reactions to his surrounding is very effective. So, the mode of treatment in homeopathy is based on individualization. And that is why, my friends, we ask you so many questions. Because unless and until we know in details about you, how will we decide what kind of a person you are? So, person understanding is extremely crucial for treatment of in homeopathy. Okay, so another aspect which a lot many times we have to face is homeopathy is slow. Yeah, homeopathy is slow and it doesn't act fast. So it is absolutely not true. The myths which I'm going to talk about are the questions or the kind of thought processes, the mindset which the community has decided about homeopathy. And over time, somewhere I feel we homeopaths are also responsible for getting this idea into people's mind that it will take time. But no, my friends, if the remedy is correct, if the remedy is perfect after understanding completely, then the recovery is very, very fast. The treatment goes super fast if the remedy is correct. Yeah. So just to prove my point, I'm sharing a case here. This was a case of an 8-year-old girl child suffering from acute glomerulonephritis. And this is just 1 day result I'm sharing with you. The reports are not clear, but however, in the next slide, I put it in a tabular format. Okay, so on 18/7, this girl presented with very high grade fever and a lot of burning in her urine, lot of burning all over. She was feeling chilly and she She was just crying because of extreme weakness and lot of thirst. Okay, very classical symptoms of arsenicum album, which has become very famous because of COVID-19. But at that point of time, just a couple of doses of arsenicum album. Okay, and you look at the urine report. It shows on 18/7 that she had 200 to 250 pus cells, which is a very huge infection. She had RBCs present. She had lot of protein leaking into her urine. Okay, just 24 hours later, when we did her urine report again, her fever had subsided, her burning had subsided, her thirst had reduced, and she had become more energetic. Okay, the report says that just within a day, her urine, the pus cells reduced from 250 to 20. RBCs were absent and protein was absent. So that is the kind of result which we get when the remedy is correct. Okay, so homeopathy is not slow. Homeopath may be sometimes, but homeopathy is definitely not so. The right remedy will give result every single time. Yeah. Another case. This is a case of a child who could not wear clothes, who was having huge bullae. This is a case of chickenpox. If you see on the left hand side of the screen, there is this child who's lying without clothes because she can't bear the touch of clothes. And this was a case of simple chickenpox, which the general physician could not identify because the child was given a chickenpox vaccine couple of days back. But that does not protect her. It, in fact, gave her atypical presentation of chickenpox. And you see the big bullae which had ruptured because of clothes, and the child was in intense pain. Because of the pain, she's sitting like sleeping like that and suffering quite a lot. So just within a day, few doses of belladonna. The next day they could get her with complete clear back. All the bullae had subsided, and the child could wear clothes and come to my clinic. So that is the beauty of homeopathy. It is absolutely not slow. Yeah. So, Karthik, I would need your help. I'm not able to see the chat box, but I want people to, you know, show me the questions, responses if they
Okay,
agree. Yeah.
I'll
So
ask. I
make a
mean, I'll pass
note.
on the message
Yeah.
to you. Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So a lot many times people ask me homeopathy has steroids in it. So absolutely not true. Homeopathic medicines do not have steroids. In fact, what happens is the globules which we use are prepared from goat's milk, and the for increase in production of milk, sometimes the goats or the cattle are given steroid injections, and there are some traces of it which comes, and that is how some lab reports sometime in the past has given that there is a trace of steroid in it. But trace, we ingest way more than traces in our regular vegetables and milk products which we get at home. Yeah. So our kitchen today has probably way more steroid than any other medicines. Yeah. But homeopathy per se does not include steroids. In fact, I'm sharing a case with you all here. This was a case of a lady who had palmoplantar psoriasis. So her palms and soles had psoriasis, which caused a lot of cuts, and there were bleeding wounds. You can see on the left hand side that in the month of February, when this lady came to me, she had lot of cuts and lot of wounds on her palm. She had a small baby. Okay, she had 8 or 9 month old baby whom she could not hold because it would hurt. So she would just simply sit like that, and she was on steroids, oral as well as the application one. but there was absolutely no result which this lady was getting. But within 2 months or less than 2 months, 5 weeks of treatment, and this lady's palms became completely smooth. And I just, before presenting here, couple of days back, I did connect with her and I asked her how is her palmoplantar psoriasis. And even today, so this is a case from 2017, and 3 years later, she does not have a recurrence. So that is the beauty of homeopathy. Homeopathy does not have steroids. So the truth is that we are going with the same lady. She also had lot of psoriatic patches on her hands. Okay, so that also went away with the same individualized classical single remedy. Yeah. All right. So this is another case of palmoplantar psoriasis. An old case, 2015. Her case also resolved in couple of weeks, only and only with homeopathic remedies. So the earlier the case was given lachesis, the next this one case has received Cypria eglantina, which is a mollusk. Okay. So here I would like to share that what is our medicines prepared from. So the medicines are prepared from our natural substances, basically the plants, animals, and minerals. Majorly, these are the substances. Apart from that, we do have other varieties, but for general public to know, this is the basic source of our materia medica. Materia medica, as in the medicines which we prepare from. So, all the plants which are available in the nature, we do not take chemicals in preparation of homeopathic remedies. So, homeopathic remedies do not have side effect because of this very reason that these are naturally available substances. These are not man made substances. So, naturally available substances which are there in the nature, we are taking the medicinal properties of it and preparing a medicine out of it. How? I will talk about it later. So, homeopathy is only for chronic diseases, and it takes very long time for homeopathic remedies to act, even in chronic diseases. Not true. Okay. So, here is the case of a child I'm sharing. So, pediatric diabetes, or not the juvenile one, okay, not the type 1 diabetes I'm talking about type 2 diabetes. It has become pretty common in the juvenile age group nowadays. I have this particular patient is the youngest patient of mine who was 8 year old when she developed diabetes, type 2 diabetes. She used to come with big bullae in the underarms, big pustules, and in lot of pain. This girl used to come. So when we diagnosed her in 2018 August, her glycosylated hemoglobin, or the HbA1c, the 3 month control which it shows, that was 9.7. 5.5 is the normal. Imagine, this girl had uncontrolled diabetes, and she was very huge for her age. She was short in height, and there were a lot of difficulties which this child was facing. And within just 8 months of treatment, her glycosylated hemoglobin came back to normal, and we are repeating it every 3 months. Like, we initial 1 year we repeated every 3 months. Now she's absolutely off treatment, and she has become fit. She has also started being active. She eats everything, and there is no type 2 diabetes. So that is the kind of result which we provide in chronic diseases. That is also not slow. If the remedy is correct, if the remedy is perfect, it has a long lasting impact on the health of an individual. That is why homeopathy is so special for us. Yeah, so going to the next one. This is a case, again, a chronic case, but in children, the psychiatric cases are very difficult to, diagnose. So this was a case of a child, again, 12-year-old child. He was suffering from clinical depression. Okay. Now, the depression criteria in children itself is very, very low. Yeah. So, within 3 months, the children have to be identified that whether they are having depression. If they're having depression, we have to give a quick result in case of children because they're very sensitive, very fragile mind. So this was a case of a child of an incest. Actually, his father used to bother him, and when we defined the case, just within couple of weeks, so this was the repertorization. So we use computers nowadays. So for the general public, I'm trying to explain this that we use repertory. There is a software which we have wherein we take symptoms from the patient and we put it in the software. It's kind of a search engine for us. So wherein all the remedies, all the drugs which are useful for that particular symptom, they are recorded or they are indexed into the repertory. And when we punch in all those symptoms in the repertory, it gives us a chart as to which remedy is covering it the most. Okay, so this is the kind of chart which we get after doing repertorization or indexing of the symptoms. And capsicum was the remedy which was covering this child's complete pain and suffering depression. Capsicum is the same substance, the green color capsicum which we have in our kitchen. Yeah, it is the same substance from which we prepare the remedy. So it is again, I'm trying to explain the source of our remedies. Very simple, very, very effective because we take the medicinal powers of that. Yeah, so this child was given capsicum, and within couple of weeks, he improved. He came back to vitality. That is the whole purpose of giving homeopathic treatment. That the patient just doesn't get rid of the symptoms, but comes back to vitality. Vitality meaning his energies are doubled, they are better, the health level is very high, and he doesn't fall back to the same disease. That is the kind of cure, and it has to be gentle. The homeopathic treatment is very simple. You have to simply take the remedy. There is nothing much which is going on in the background. Yeah. So this child received capsicum, and in a couple of weeks he came back. Okay. So now coming to fevers. Lot many times here in India we get this feedback from patients that homeopathy can't treat fevers. Yeah, fever ho gaya tha. I mean, people will come and tell us that my child had fever, and that's why we took him to doctor. So let me tell you all at this juncture that in India, especially, we have almost 5.5 year training to become a doctor, which is equivalent to the conventional or the modern medicine doctors. We study all their subjects. In addition to that, we study our own three subjects, which are repertory, materia medica, and organon of philosophy. So, Indian homeopathic doctors, especially, learn quite a lot, and we are kind of having more knowledge into details of everything. So when you come to a homeopath in India, you are actually coming to a doctor, and we are treating humans. So definitely we have studied the human anatomy, physiology, and we have understood the intricate details of it. We have studied all the diseases. So when we are asking questions, we are going way beyond the person. Yeah. So we do treat all the fevers like dengue, malaria, SARS, pneumonia, all the fevers we have treated, and we are treating the current COVID-19 cases as well. Yeah, very effectively, not only preventive. In the past also, whatever pandemic, the infectious diseases pandemics have come, they have been treated very successfully. And I have written an article, I've shared it in Facebook, so if you guys want, we can you can go and search it in the background. But we have treated homeopathically, exclusively, very effective in all the pandemics. With single remedy, most of the cases have been better. So I'm sharing here the first COVID case which I treated in the month of April. So this guy was all by himself in Qatar, and he did not have any companion with him. He caught COVID at work. He is a flight engineer, and he was only talking about business. Like he was telling me when he was completely breathless. Okay, and at that point he was telling me about what kind of work he does and how on the floor he will be missed, and he gave me elaborate details of his work schedule. So, see, this is the individuality I was talking about. This guy, in spite of breathlessness, he's not explaining his complaints to me, but he's talking about business. So, that is the rubric which became very important for me in finding a remedy for him. Yeah. So, after putting all his symptoms, he received Bryonia alba, and within 12 hours, he got better. Okay. Within just 12 hours, his breathlessness reduced. He improved completely in 3 days. Post this case, I have treated a couple of other COVID cases as well, but we can talk about it later. So I just want to make a point here that fevers or no fevers, homeopathy gives excellent results when we have found the right remedy. Yeah. All right. Now, the last point which I want to make, our next speaker is lined up already, so I won't take much time. But this last point, which the general public has always asked us, and even the conventional mode of treatment has kind of, you know, hammered us with this question that homeopathy is placebo. So, no, my friends, homeopathy is absolutely not placebo. And we have research going on worldwide. But I'm from Mumbai, so I'm going to refer to the Mumbai research of Dr. Jayesh Bellare. He is a scientist from IIT Mumbai, which is a technology institute, and he has studied homeopathic remedies under electron microscope, electron diffraction, and atomic spectroscopy. Very difficult scientific terminologies, but don't worry about it. What I'm trying to tell you all here is he has studied the homeopathic prepared remedies, and he has concluded that this homeopathic method of preparation does not follow the arithmetics of dilution. Okay, this is the actual method of preparing nanoparticles, and these nanoparticles are responsible for carrying the medicinal property of the substance through the diluted potentized form. Yeah, so I've shared the link. If anybody wants, they can come back to me, and I will share the link again of the research of Dr. Jayesh Bellare, which says that homeopathy is not placebo. It proves that it is a very powerful, potentized nanomedicine, which knows exactly where to go and what to cure. Yeah. So the medicine is coming on the tongue, and from the tongue itself it goes to the psychoneuroendocrine axis, and it is completely healing the person from within. With that, I think I would like to conclude my presentation, and I thank you all for listening to me. And if there are any queries, I'm open for all the questions. Karthik, are there any queries, questions in the chat box? I couldn't see. Okay, so there is somebody who wants to know which software I use. I am using HomePath is also one software. I'm using Mac Repertory, that is another software. There is Radar, there is one more software which is there. And if homeopaths, right away, you do not want to invest into a software. There is also complete repertory available on the internet. So with a very minimal fee, you can just simply repertorize online if somebody doesn't want to invest into the software. But these softwares are available in the market, and the complete dynamics is the website, if I'm not wrong, that you can just browse the repertory. Okay. And Karthik, I didn't get the question that Mary, was this girl also taking regular medicine for diabetes? Okay, so this girl, the case of diabetes which I shared was absolutely on homeopathy and diet management, and her physical exercises we had managed. So diabetes is not remedy alone, right? It's a lifestyle management. So we did her, there was counseling which was done. I'm a counselor, so I did her counseling. I started homeopathic remedy, and I started her diet and physical exercise management. But she was absolutely not on any of the modern or conventional medicine regime. She not on anti-diabetics. Karthik, are there any more questions? I guess that's about it. I'm not getting Karthik. Giovanna, hello.
Hi, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
you are going to speak. Yes, I can hear you, but I can't see
Fantastic.
Karthik. Yeah.
Yes.
So good
Yeah.
to know you. Where are you from, Giovanna?
I'm based in Glasgow, Scotland.
Oh,
Um,
wonderful.
I'm actually Italian. But I studied homeopathy from the School of Homeopathy, Mission Orleans School of Homeopathy down in England.
Oh, wonderful.
So I was very, very lucky actually to be able to do that and have so many amazing teachers there. Mission Orland is fantastic. I also met Rajan Sankaran. Such a privilege. So my background in homeopathy is kind of classical homeopathy, but we also did the sensation method with Sankaran. And along the way, I like to learn as many different methodologies as I can because I think it's good to have different tools in your box, because
Absolutely,
um,
absolutely.
yeah, I
And
think so. Because, yeah,
I agree with you. In India, we have this concept called as Guru Badhu. Means
right.
the two people who are having the same guru, same teacher, they are kind of siblings. So we share that relation. I am a student of Dr. Rajan Shankaran.
Oh, is amazing. Is my favorite, and
Absolutely.
his books are just like poetry. And he is really is like a poet, when he talks about the song, the other song, and the disease being the other song that sings you, and it's just amazing. I just love that. But I've also learned that you cannot use the sensation method with everybody, because some it takes a very open patient to be able to allow you as a homeopath to go there, to go deep into the sensation and the feelings. And it's almost like therapy, it's almost like psychotherapy. But if you have
Absolutely.
a closed patient who's only able to stick to the facts and give you the symptoms, but is not very emotionally aware or emotionally in touch, which is a symptom in itself. If as a homeopath, you write that down, but you can use other methodologies.
Other method.
So
Absolutely.
so yeah, so I
It's always
totally
a good
embrace.
idea to have all the tricks up your sleeve.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. That's the way I see it, because I know sometimes
Yes,
people, in the groups we talk about, oh, the Banerjee protocols. Well, that's not classical homeopathy. Should we use that? Should we not use that? And I just say, well, if it works, you use
why
it.
not? I
What's
agree.
wrong with that? So
I
yeah,
agree.
so basically, yeah. So that's my background, and I started. My idea for homeopathy was to specialize in autism, treating children with autism and ADHD for personal reasons. Um, and I started doing that, and it gives me a lot of joy, a lot of satisfaction to be able to help this
Wonderful.
kid. But at the same time, then, life happened. So I started to get patients with all sorts of conditions, and I didn't want to turn them away. So I basically work with anything, any type of condition. But I do like to work with children because for homeopathy, they are so much more sensitive and respond so much more quickly to homeopathy
Absolutely. Absolutely.
than adults.
Wonderful to have you speaking after me, Giovanna. Am I saying it correct?
Yes, Giovanna. Yep, that's correct. Thank you.
Giovanna. Oh,
Yes, hiya.
wonderful.
Uh,
Wonderful.
hiya.
I think I, Karthik,
Yeah, yeah. I can hear you. Yeah.
I think Karthik wants to take over now, or how does it go? I am done with my talk.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay. So, Kartik, do you want to take over or
Karthik is
hello?
missing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. So, I didn't want to have a really long do a really long speech. I was thinking about what makes homeopathy special. The theme of the title of this event today, and to me, what makes it special compared to any other modality is that it's not supposed to work. How does it work? How does it happen that we give a sugar pill with nothing in it or a couple of drops of water and we see these amazing results? It's not supposed to work. We still don't know why it works, and but it still does, and that's really the most special thing, the most unusual thing about homeopathy, and also the reason why there are so many skeptics and so many people saying that it cannot work and therefore it does not work. So I know there are a lot of new explanations about this, and there is, quantum physics and science is actually catching up finally to explain these things. I just like to say that the best way to see if homeopathy works or is by trying. And I don't make any apologies for that. There are so many people who can testify that homeopathy works and works really well. So I actually like the fact that it's kind of mysterious. It works, but we don't know how, we don't know why. We just know how to make it work as homeopaths. So that's to me the best thing. And the other thing that makes me love homeopathy above all the other natural holistic modalities is that it's the most complete of holistic modalities because it really is holistic. It looks at the individual as a whole human being. There is the physical level, the mental level, the emotional level. You cannot compartmentalize people. Everything works together in harmony. And when there is a disharmony, that's when you have disease. and that's what homeopathy recognizes. So I do work with other modalities with my patients. I am absolutely happy for them to do to receive chiropractic treatment or counseling or meditation, Reiki, any sort of holistic modality, because homeopathy works really, really well with everything else, basically. So, and that's the other thing that I really, really like about homeopathy. So, in terms of cases, I didn't want to bring in a very lengthy case. I don't work with PowerPoints. In fact, I don't even work with softwares. To be honest with you, I use things called books, and I really, really love using my books to repertorize. I love Robin Murphy's repertory. I find it incredibly easy and quick to use, much easier than softwares. I don't have anything against software. It's just my lack of uh, technological savvy. So I did try to learn how to use softwares, but I realized that I probably would need another 3 or 4 years of studying, just to learn how to use those things. Um, so I decided not to. And I get along just fine. So the cases that I treat, like I said, I specialize in ADHD and ASD. I do not claim to cure these conditions. In fact, I do not claim to cure anything. I don't think we should start from this sort of claim. But I think that when you have a condition that is allegedly incurable or even untreatable, if you can improve the quality of life of the patient in any way, for example, the sleep, um, autistic children very often do not sleep, or children with ADHD. I have seen children who, at 10 years of age, had never slept all night through, a whole night in their life, which is incredibly disruptive for the brain function. It's incredibly disruptive in a social sense. It's disruptive for the rest of the family. So it's a big deal. So it's just one symptom. And if you can improve even that one symptom naturally, without melatonin, without other pharmaceutical means, and restore the sleep, that's a big thing. That's a big improvement, and you see the quality of life, and then you see a kind of domino effect. Because obviously, if you sleep, you're rested, your brain works better, your anger issues, your behavioral issues can get better. So there is a domino effect that where you can see that even fixing one thing can be really, really helpful. Do you have any questions? Anybody has any questions for me? I am quite open. Like I said, I didn't want to prepare anything too long. Um, I have other special interests in terms of homeopathy. I am very interested in Parkinson's disease. I have been doing some clinical studies for Parkinson's disease, again, because from personal experience, there is a lot of Parkinson's disease in my family, so it is a condition that I know very well, and I know what conventional medicine has to offer to treat it, which is not very much, to be honest with you. So I started doing clinical studies, and again, it is a condition that is incurable. There is no cure for it. But again, if you can reduce the severity of the symptoms or improve one or two aspects, um, that's the whole quality of life of the patient improved right there and then, and that's an amazing thing. So for some conditions, I know some homeopaths who specialize in conditions like multiple sclerosis and other conditions that are incurable. We're not looking for a cure per se. It would be wonderful if we could do that. And maybe there are some cases where you can totally reverse certain conditions. But I think it's already a fantastic gift if we can go out and give people better quality of life, improve certain things that can give them, that can give them more freedom, because ultimately it's about freedom. Health means freedom of, creative freedom to think, to create your own life. And these conditions, especially the neurological conditions, really take away that freedom because you cannot use your mind creatively the way that you want to. You have no control over it. So if we can improve that even a little bit, I think it's an amazing gift, and um, it makes me feel really, really happy when I can see that, when I can do that for somebody, even if it's just one person. It's uh, you have done something good for one person. So that's it. I am really, really happy to be here, to be in this group. I really love being a homeopath. I don't know what else to say. It's the best thing ever. And yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, I'm here. And otherwise, I'm happy to hand over the screen to the next speaker.
Hello, Giovanna. Can you hear
Hiya.
me? Yeah,
Yes, I
okay.
can.
That was amazing. I mean, I like your approach to homeopathy. That's, I think, the perfect approach to homeopathy. And the
Thank you.
using of books is something which I still do.
I know it's revolutionary,
Yeah,
isn't it? Books. That's
yeah.
the next thing.
I have so many books. And the older ones are the better ones, you know. The older ones are really nice. So much of information you have on that.
Oh yes, yes. I just love books. I mean, there's nothing you need to do. You just have to open it and flick through the pages. There's no complicated softwares and stuff. I mean, don't get me. I love technology because we're doing this.
Yes,
We're able to
that
do
is right.
this, and I work online a lot, especially
Mhm.
now, obviously. But other than that, I don't think. I mean, it's just everybody. It's horses for courses, as they say, So
That's right.
everybody has their own thing. So
Mhm.
and books are my friends.
That's true. Sometimes when you just open a book, you'll find what you're looking for, or some other answer you get when you just open a
Yeah,
book.
I also find that you learn because you remember, because you have to
Right,
go through the pages and you have to actually read the whole thing,
right.
and I remember. But again, that's do you use software? How do you work?
I don't use the software. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a homeopath. I'm a pharmacist. But I've been in
All
the
right.
homeopathic, I've been in the homeopathic business or the industry for almost 25 years now, 25, 30 years.
All right.
And so I know, I mean, I read a lot of
I don't use the
homeopathic
software.
books,
I'm not a doctor.
the older ones.
I'm not a homeopath. I'm a pharmacist. But
Yeah.
I've been in homeopathic.
So,
Business for
welcome, Genoveva.
almost
Hello
25 years.
everyone, and thank you, Giovanna.
Hi, Genevieve.
Thank you for your
I read a lot of.
presence and for your
I don't use the
lectures.
software.
Your approach very
I'm not a
interesting.
doctor.
It's interesting. I hope to see you again with some case next time.
Okay, I will prepare one. I just didn't want to
Hello everyone, I'm
be boring.
Thank you for your and also because the other topic of this event was patients share their experience with homeopathy. Next time. Some
So
might
Okay.
Reva, I think your Facebook page is also streaming, so we can hear what's happening there
also
on the Facebook page. Can you close that page?
because the other topic of this event was patients share their experience with homeopathy. Next time. Some might happen.
I think your Facebook page is also streaming, so we can hear what's happening there.
Also,
Can you close that page?
yeah, some of my groups are streaming at the moment.
Okay, I can hear the
So there's a
echo.
lot of echo coming from there, Jivan.
My
There's a lot
God,
of
yes.
that sound coming.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, it's over to you now, Jivan, Genevieve.
And hope to see you tomorrow. What time we will start? 3 o'clock UK time?
4 o'clock, 4:30. Echo coming from there. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock UK time. 4
Forward
o'clock.
to see all of you at 4 o'clock tomorrow here in this group.
All right.
Okay.
Oh yes, I will. Probably I will have a lecture also.
4 o'clock, 4:30. Coming from 4 o'clock.
Okay.
4 o'clock
Thank you
UK
very
time.
much.
All right then. See you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, Giovanna.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Bye, Katik.
Bye,
Okay.
dear.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, Genevieve.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye everybody.
Bye. Bye.